All right, first possession of the game. And the Wolves' clear game plan adjustment was just to assign Rudy onto Stephon because they want to assign Jew onto Wemby. And by doing that, they can just switch all of his screening actions if he's a screener for the Spurs. And by assigning Rudy onto Stephon, now he can just help off Stephon and force Stephon to be the screener if they want to bring Rudy in and exploit his drops. And I would say it affected him, but it really didn't because the Spurs saw this in the regular. There were teams that were doing this to Stephon. Most teams usually assign a big wing or just a bigger body that can fight for positioning and stuff against Wemby and just switch all of his screening actions. And even the Blazers did this, where they assigned Klingon onto Stephon. They would have Drew on Wemby or Jeremy Grant or Kamara. So it really isn't anything new to the Spurs, and I think that's why it really didn't affect them because they've had a lot of reps playing against it. And right here, you can see he set the ball screen. They were going to veer it, but he said, no, get back to your man. You can see he doesn't really have to close out because they want to dare him into these looks from deep. But I like the fact that Stephon off the rip, he wasn't going to settle into the shots they wanted. He's going to get to a spot, tween pull. That's a rhythm shot for him, and he just misses. Push the rock. They're kind of matched up. Not Jaden, though. Not sure why he's back here. But the Wolves have had matchup issues the entire series for some reason. Make or miss. It's been absurd. So quick pitch on the trail. They like that. What's he do? Pins him right in that pocket. Use Stephon as a shield. Great job by Stephon here. He gets to step into a tray in rhythm. And obviously Rudy's not going to step out. But why is Jaden? Even here, he's not really fighting through it, is he? Guess he tries, but he is getting held. I just don't understand why he was over here in the first place. It's a really low pickup. Flare. They switch. And this is what the Spurs do really well. Early flares in transition. And it's either these inverteds for Wemby or it's Cornet setting it for their guards. And Champagne's usually a recipient of it. So he's always on top of these. And even right here, you can see Jude. He has no idea it's coming. This is one of the Spurs patented screens. Just gets clipped. And they all can set great screens. They switch. I don't know if Jaden's communicating it, but they end up switching. He's looking for DHL. Long bounce gets the loose ball foul. So he was definitely going to look for a duck-in or seal depending on the positioning of Jaden. But Stephon doesn't wait for that to transpire, and I think it's because he knows Rudy's gapping him heavy. So instead of waiting for that to where Rudy's probably just going to step back and try and deny the pass over top on the entry, he decides, all right, if you're just going to gap me, I'll just flow into a quick DHO, clean up Jew. That's an open look because Rudy's in that low drop. So it becomes a screener. And yeah, Jew just seems a little lax here. No sense of urgency, just accepts the screen. I got a great look for Champagne, and if he misses, Wemby's got inside positioning here. So Rudy actually has to help box out. Luckily, it was a short miss, so it was a long bounce. A lob right after the whistle. Off an SOB. So they inbound it. Oh, he's coming off a pin down. So he was probably trying to top lock. Actually, I have no idea because his positioning. Was he not expecting it? So maybe he was trying to chase over it, but then he just jukes him. So I don't even know if Drew's top locking here because he would be facing Wemby if he was. So maybe he just got beat on a backdoor, and obviously Ant's not ready for it. He's ball watching because if he is, he would be there. Kind of in a drop. So he can bump Wemby off his line. But he's ball watching. So it's an easy lob. And I think most times he does get over that. And then most times X2, X3, whoever the smaller defender is, they'll try and hedge it. But because Wemby's coming off clean because of the Spurs guards and their screens, he either forces a switch or he's ducking them in. But in this case, if he were to get over because of where Stephon is, Rudy can actually just plug that. So maybe this backdoor in this instance was the only play. Quick throw ahead. Yeah, they were killing the Wolves for this. Just playing really fast, getting the rock up. Look at that, they're already in position. Corner, wing, he's trailing the slot. 1-2. Rudy's doing what he's supposed to do. He's there loading the ball. He sees his man trailing to the slot, but he wants to sit in the paint. I don't know if he had to be this low, though, because Jaden does have Fox contained here. I think he could sit at the nail. I don't know if he had to be all the way down here in the paint. He's not going to close out, but that is the shot they're willing to live with, and he made him pay. Is it a double drag? Must have been. Maybe try to flip it. Oh, no, it might have been on that little misdirection where he ghosts. Not sure, but regardless. Now it turns into a double drag. So he kind of sets it up. Snatch. Oh, my goodness. Wow. Now he sets up the double drag. So now Isles forced to switch because Fox got him. So now he's coming off. Of course, Jew is kind of in that drop, but he's not going to go help because he wants to stay attached to Wemby. And this is where Rudy has to commit. Your whole point of you being here as the low man and guarding Stephon is to force Fox into spraying that. He has all the time in the world here. And he doesn't rotate. Why? So I was there. He's able to fight over, trying to get a hand on Fox to stay attached. He's kind of there still. And obviously, Jew's not going to help. Why is he not rotating? Ant could even stunt. Be a little aggressive here. But yeah, what is Rudy doing? I have no idea. Guarding ghosts. So they can't really get matched up, but it's fine. Jaden take. Quick drag. Jew staying attached. He gets clean. Tries to cheat. Dang, so they really weren't switching with Wemby? That's twice now where Jew was not leaving his body. Because if you're going to go to this, you at least have to switch and just concede that. And I know they're scared because right here, most times, if they just switch this, Wemby's going to roll, get inside positioning. He's going to seal the smaller defender most times. They're going to lob that over top. But just not switching, now he screens two, essentially. And I don't know if you want to do that. And this is why Stephon was in the rhythm, too. Easy ones like this. I mean, look at Jew. He's not even facing him. Even here, Wemby, he's getting cross-matched with a shooter, so he's in a high position. Yeah, I don't know if this is the right play, because that's twice now where a player's been able to just straight line because they're scared to have Jew leave Wemby's body. But is that the game plan, or is it the switch? Not sure. This was off a make. So he's already up here. Quick throw ahead. Somehow beats Jaden, I guess. Alright, at least Rudy's here. Cut out the strong. Spray. Just look at their spacing. What do they do here, though? Because he's beaten this situation. He's forced to help. Isles got to play two here. So he has to respect Stephon. But this really all broke down because of this right here. He's able to get downhill and touch the paint. I don't remember how this happened though. Was it a throw ahead? Did he just beat Jaden? Regardless, it's bad. Again, this is off a make. It's going to be a quick drag. Clean him up early. Now you got Rudy in that drop. Hits him on a pop. The shot you're living with. But he makes it. Dang. That sucks because it's the shot they want to live with. But it's also happening so early because they just came down 18 on the clock and he's already creating a great look. Push the rock. Can he get matched up? He is. Nas, he's low. Ant's got to pick the rock up. And now you're late to take Harp. B, you want to tween, bump. And this is why it's almost not even worth going through the Spurs offense because they were just killing the Wolves for not matching up. I mean, why is Nas here? Oh, because his man is usually Keldon. That does make sense. So maybe he sees Keldon. Bio's already there. He actually doesn't see Harp here. So now he's late. Quick catch. He gets him on that cross, tween. You got to open up. And now he's got that gap. Just attack and get a bump. And now you're under the rim. There's nothing you can do here. Pump. Go up strong. So more pace. Another quick drag. Come off. Nuts. And you give up another easy one. There's no way Finch came into this game and said, yo, Jew, we're not switching. I know for a fact he didn't say that. There's just no way they're giving up straight line drives. So he's coming off because even here, you're small ball. Just switch. Everything's got to be red. You got to red 1 through 5. Because they already did this earlier with Jaden, got cleaned. So right now, what does Wemby do? He's smart. He's just going to release, set that moving, and because TSJ is trying to go under, which he should against Castle, he's just going to get cleaned up here. And now you're staying attached thinking he can somehow get under too. But Wemby's smart. He knows how to hold the smaller defender. So now you give him a runway again. Ant can't follow the empty. So what's he do? He's got a leg, show, emergency defend. Now they're communicating. There's no way Finch came in and said, we're not switching anything. Because you have to give something up. If you don't want your big to be in the screening actions because they're getting killed in a drop against Wemby, and you want to take away his lobs, just give him, you have to give him the seals or the duck-ins, the mismatch to exploit, and try and just help. Because doing this doesn't make sense. Giving straight line drives to their guards. I don't even know if because he's kind of shocked too. He was coming off the little hang, Hezzy. Oh, all right, I'll just take the lane. And this dude already has 2 trays and a dunk the same way off this. The dude you want to cheat off, if you don't want him to get hot, you can't just give him easy ones. That's how players get into a rhythm. All right, so they actually switched here. Not sure what screen it was, but they finally started switching. And this is what he's supposed to do. Duck him in and pulls in. First off, why is Drew so late? All right, so they concede this switch, which they're supposed to because you can't take away everything. If you don't want Rudy involved in the screening actions because the Spurs guards can just exploit his drop, or Wemby's going to get lobs, then you have to concede the switches and the duck-ins or the seals on the mismatches. Can't take away everything, right? So when you do this, you got to bring in the low man. You've got to tilt that. But if you're going to tilt this, why is he hugged the Harp at the slot? You're second help. You're first to X. He's got to be right here, splitting the diff, playing 2. Ant does the right thing, and he almost gets burned for it because his help is hugged to Harp at the slot. Why? Because this was his switch. Him and Io, he conceded it, so he knows Io's in a disadvantageous position. So he should know that Ant's going to pull in and help. So he should know he's got to be ready to rotate. He sees it so late, and you give a great spot up, a wide open look, after he made one earlier, too. Try to hit him with the wrap. Hits it off his butt. There's some loose handles. No, they got numbers. Look at the way they just space the floor. Run wide. You dive. Good layoff here so that he can just run to the corner and gets matched up with him. One dribble spin. Drop. Doesn't hit him on the trail. But you got deep. Just literally throw it up. It's a cheat code. Yeah, if you can't set your defense against this team, you're done. Good patience by Keldon, too. I'm glad that he didn't try to force a shot against Ant. Because as long as he gets that ball up, it's 2. So we're going to get a pin down for Keldon. Love to send him right. It's either a backside, stagger, or a pin down for him. Most times for him to curl off to get to a strong hand, get to the rim. So now he's trying to stay attached. Quick pitch. They actually switched that. Because he's clean here. Now he's going to roll. Good job. So you blow it up. In and out. Great stunt. Bad spacing here by the Spurs. He's really late to cut through. So now he's stuck. Get off it. Good ball screen. They switch it. Yeah. But he's already hot. This is just late now. This is trying to do damage control. Even here, he's kind of late to switch it. You got him to pick the rock up. He pitches. You know it's going to be a ball screen. TSJ does the right thing. Concede the switch. That's not terrible. This wouldn't be bad had they not given him a dunk and 1. And he didn't get 2 already. Again, early in the clock. Maybe he goes through. Fall into a ball screen. So they're going to go traditional because Stefan's off the floor. Or really, anytime Cornette's on, they like to go traditional. They don't mind having him in the screening actions just because he's not really a lob threat the way Wemby is. Then he's going to set it up. Cross back to his left. So he's going to reject it. Good job by Jaden there. Stay with it. Now he's stuck. Good job, too. By Fox. Pull it out. Go for a quick uphill. Do they switch? No, they don't. They hesitate. And that's a sign for Dill Harp to pull. Because he's looking to get downhill on his catch. But he sees, oh, you're not going to switch. I'll just pull that. But he really could still get downhill. It's definitely not a bad shot. But why is he not just switch this? Everything should just be switched. Because if you don't, this is what happens. You just cause confusion in coverage. Because now you don't, it creates inconsistency. And if players have to read their teammates, unless it's just clearly communicated, you're going to get burned for this. Because Harp actually could have just seen that. Oh, I'm getting downhill. You seal off. Rudy, straight line drive to a strong hand. So off a turnover, you get a cross match. Here, what is Jaden doing? Maybe he was covering him until Rudy can take him. Got the trailer. I think Keldon's yelling for it too. Hit him. But it's not there anymore. So now you got the cross match. Just get some. That's all he has to do. It's that easy. Hezzy, the way Nas is just gapping him. 1, 2, goes into his body because he's gapping him. Little push off, little step back, all in rhythm. And this is why they blew the game open quick, because the whole quarter they've been playing with pace, getting stops, even off makes. They're pushing it. most times the Wolves are on their heels trying to contain the rock, and they're just getting blown by. And then they're getting easy twos. Early stagger for Keldon. Again, 18 on the clock. Just look at the pace they play with. Everything is just fast. They know exactly what they want to get to. We're getting you to curl off and get to your right hand. So now Nas is ready for it. No lock control. He's just going to release, try to go under, over. It just gets completely cracked right there. Boom. You want to go over now? Boom. But why is Keldon taking such a wide angle? Because if he sees him cheating here, and then him here, he could just take a tight angle and force the switch against Rudy here. And try and burn Rudy on the race. But he takes such a wide angle. I mean, Nas can't recover because he got cracked twice. But he might. No, he can't. He forced the switch anyway. Alright, opens up the cleanup. That works out too. Because he still ends up forcing the switch here. Nas is still trying to recover. He takes a wide angle. Rudy's forced to take the ball. Now you allow Kornet to just slip inside for great positioning. Mike Conley even does the right thing here. He bumps Kornet, trying to bump him off his line so that Nas can recover, but Nas, I guess he doesn't expect to switch. Right here, Rudy has to contain the rock because he's coming off wide. You see him coming. And you end up switching. And if you're this low, you've got to be able to meet him at the point of attack. And he's able to just dip his shoulder and get by Rudy. Now, Nas can't really put a body on Kornet. There's a lot of things that went wrong there. It could have gotten even worse because right here, he could actually hit Champagne on that pop because Mike has to crack him here. Give him a bump off his line so that Nas can try and recover and get a body on him. But if he sits on this and Keldon reads it, straight line spray. Quick wing entry. It's really what I call a misaligned horns because they start here. Most times horn starts at the elbows. The way they kind of space it. Concept's pretty much the same. Then you can just flare rip him off. Well, actually, he just ghosted. Because he could flare or rip him. Do harp cuts. But he's going to ghost it, flow into a ball screen. Right here, you can actually flow into a pin down. There's a lot they can do with it. Because now right here, after he gets screened off the flare, the rip, you pin down for Wemby. If Wemby doesn't have that pin down, you can go into a double drag with him and him. He can pop it, he can slip it. A lot of options they can play out of. But they don't do either of those things. He's going to empty. But now you get to bring Mike into it. Of course, he's going to stay attached, trying to hedge. But is he pointing? No, I don't think Jade is pointing. He's trying to just shield it. All right, let's see what happens. He tries to hedge. See, this is the issue here. If you know you're trying to prevent this switch, and obviously Mike Conley is trying to prevent it because he's staying really attached to Champagne, you got to start going under. Because if you know that it's impossible to have him hedge while you go over and think that you're going to recover when he's turning the corner, he has to go under two. That's really the only way to prevent it. So right now, Jaden's got to open up, go under. Hopefully he can stay attached and meet Fox. Because right here, now you're trying to hedge. He's going to burn you, and then you're going to run to your own teammate. Now you got a straight line drive. He can't help off of Wemby. I mean, just completely unnecessary to chase over that. And that's what the Pistons have been doing too. I don't know why teams do that. It almost never works. Because how is Jaden supposed to recover in this circumstance? Mike Conley's trying to reroute him. If you're trying to slip through that gap to meet Fox, then Mike Conley has to force him really, really wide. But then guess what? If you force him really wide, Champagne's opening to pop. So the best way is just to go under 2. If he can go under 2, he's going to be open for a split second, but it's better that than a straight line drive. And then Wemby forcing him out the paint, being at the wing. All he can do is stunt. Nas doesn't want to commit for some reason. Io doesn't want to commit either. Huh. So we're just not going to play any help defense. So no raw containment, no help defense. Great ball pressure. Good job by Champagny, pulling overly, trying to help him break pressure. And at the same time, if they can get an early switch, then they can. But he's staying really attached. Spin, drop dribble. He really just got him on a spin by himself. Now he's going inside. So now he just cuts off Jaden's line, so there's no chance of recovery. And now you got him. Now he actually helps. Extra. No extra. But essentially the same play as last time. The same alignment. Right? He beats 2 essentially, but now he's going to help. Even here, I was actually ready to make that rotation. But I would rather have Wemby do it. Have Io play 2. Surprised he didn't extra this. But this is also a great look. So I can't really blame him. Yeah, he gets a great look. And it probably is better for him to shoot this and give him an open look to Dill Hart. No disrespect. Last possession of the first, and what are they going to do? Go to their 2-man game, clear side, because they're matching up traditionally against this lineup. So you got to run it as often as you can. Overload, side of 3. And that's a subtle thing Wemby always does on his ball screens. He'll always give a little shove just to make sure he gives his guards a bit of breathing room. Because now Jaden's kind of behind on the play. Of course, Rudy's in that low drop. Why? Because he's concerned about the roll. And even here, this is how I know the Wolves really didn't want to give him lobs. First off, they weren't having Jew switch. I don't know if that was built in or if it was just Jew. But now they're having high man and low man pull in. So they want to have a high bump, because not even tag, and then a low bump just in case. But Fox reads that. And he just misses. That's another thing Fox does a lot too. He does this little pocket pass fake dribble. And that's what Chris Paul used to do a lot too. And he has all the time to make the right read because of Wemby's gravity. First off, Wemby set him up with that push. So now Jaden's behind. He's got him on his hip. And then because of this roll line, he draws in 3 as a lob threat. So now Fox has all this space to just make a read. And once he sees Mike Conley pull in for that high bump, Wemby sets an inadvertent screen, knocks him down, and now he's open on that wing. Little drift. And Nas is actually playing 3 here, because you got to take away the dunker, break, and wing. Start of the second. Let's see. Must be in, I don't know, double drag. He's not looking to switch. All right, they actually switch. So now I have no idea if Finch told him we're not switching early or Drew just messed up 3 times where he just didn't want to switch. But they do switch because, again, you have to concede something. And it's if you don't want to give him a roll line, you got to switch and give him the duck-ins and seals and trust your low man. So they actually blow us up. They switch it really aggressively, too. Force him to pick the rock up. Now he's going to find an outlet. He's going to flash. At the 47. And as soon as he gets off it, what is Drew doing here? Gets burned on a back door. I mean, come on. So as soon as Harp gets off it, what is Drew doing here? Why is he positioned like that at the 47? Harp's thinking, are you crazy? Backdoor. And because Jaden just got switched onto Wemby, even if he were to commit, you give up a lob or even a drop off. And right here, because Jaden actually had to commit, what does that do? It opens up the O board for Wemby here. So I think he would have cleaned up if he missed, because it would be Ant's rotation to crack Wemby, but obviously he's hugged to Fox. I don't even think he expected this to happen. No, he's only concerned about Fox. Off a miss. Get the board. And then he leaked. See, why is Ant doing this? Yeah, there's no cover for the shooter. He does this quite a good amount too. Or just leak. Great awareness by Fox too. As soon as he secures the board, does he see the leak? He doesn't even look. So he secures it, looks up and just sees it, and just fires it. And then Ant, why are we doing this? This push. What is that going to do against Wemby? You're just giving up an and one for no reason. I think James Harden did that in the Pistons-Cavs game too, where you just have to give up an easy two, you're overreacting, you give up three for no reason. Again, early in the clock, so they must have pushed it. Find them on the quick trail because now they're getting to their spots. Flow into a drag, he's going to slip. They don't switch? Why is Ant looking to skinny over that? Small ball right here. You're reading 1 through 5. Does Drew even switch here? I guess he reads Ant. He's thinking, oh, we don't switch? No, but now they do switch. So once Ant realizes he can't recover, but now you're behind, all right, good job by Jaden here. He's reading that the entire time as the low man, so he pulls in. Ant can peel to the corner here. No! So Jaden was just there because now he sees Champagne's open because he had to make that rotation. But I think you should just peel here, because Jaden's already got good positioning against Wemby, and Ant's in a position where he can just peel off. But now you peel off back to your man, and now Ant can't see where the rock is. Now he's got inside positioning, catch, turn. There's just no communication. They're not on one string. You botch this, and then you botch this. So Castle's attacking Ayo. Nas on him. Must have been some switching. It doesn't really matter. Small ball. Then Nas pushes Wemby. So now he was looking at tightrope, but he's stuck on that base. Good job by Ant here too, pulling off of Bryant. Ready to fan out and recover. Great closeout too. Stay flat. Tries to attack right. You're there. Slide your feet. Cut him off. But now you're on your back foot. That's fine though. A midi? That's not fine though. That's why he was in the rhythm the whole game. Because Ant's there. You force him into a one dribble pull midi. Ayo doesn't really get a body. Yeah, he's kind of late here because Stefan's already looking for the O board. You can't really get low enough. You got no leverage here. You just get pushed off your spot. That's just bully ball. Rudy's back in, so what happens? Signed to Stefan again. No, wait. No, he's assigned to Brian here. Which does make more sense because now the non-shooter, quote-unquote non-shooter, would be Brian in this lineup. So I can just guard Stefan, keep Drew on Wemby. So quick handoff. Oh, so he wants to switch? That does make sense too, actually. They can just switch this. because most times he would be guarding him anyway. Hezzy, tween, Hezzy, cross, backdoor. Just smokes the reverse. I'm surprised Stephon didn't try to tween Hezzy and then just pull that. Because he kind of Hezzy here. Tween. He could even tween pull the way he does. Short jumper. He's been in a rhythm. Tries to give another Hezzy, cross, step back. But I guess he reads this backdoor. Drew does a pretty good job staying attached. Doesn't lose Wemby here. But he's too long. Just kind of smokes it. So awful missed free throw. How did Drew miss this? There's no way. He's not even boxing out either. Oh my goodness. That's worse than Rudy. He literally takes his eyes off it, thinking he has it. And then Bryant gets it. Because they were going to put a body on Bryant here. Because he was going to follow his miss. But I think Mike and TSJ thought, alright, you got the board, it's cool. And he actually misses it. He slips in. So now the Wolves are in a scramble. Why didn't he just swing that? Because Mike Conley, he can't get matched up. Could have just swung that. That's a rhythm shot. Because Ant's not even matching up. Because now Mike sees it. He pass fake, rip. Gets inside, spray. Throwback, extra. Man, this is a well-oiled machine. So he pass fakes, rips, beats TSJ because he kind of closes wide here. He gets to attack his lead. He's forced to open up. And now once you touch paint, what do you want? He pulls in off of Stephon. I'm fine with that. Ant was going to match up with Wemby, I think. He sees it. But he also sees this line. So he kind of jumps that. Fans. And so now Mike Conley's forced to play 2. That's a great extra by Wemby here. As soon as he caught it and he sees this rotation and sees that TSJ can't get out, it's a flick. Swing. Pin down. No, it's going to be the backside. And I actually had some success with this in the second half of Game 5. So I get it. It's coming off. Again, we got Wemby. He's going to show. You're not turning this corner for free. Oh my goodness. It actually beats him here. He did beat Wemby a couple times. Little Hezzy. Attack the lead. You actually can't even open up here. But he's able to spin. That's ridiculous. Any other big in this situation is getting burned. Because Wemby should be beat here. He attacks the lead. He can't open up his hips. But he's able to spin and recover. What other big is able to do that? They can literally spin and still meet that. It's crazy. Why didn't they switch this either? That actually should be an illegal. So right here, he's trying to lock and trail. And he actually gets clipped here because Drew sticks his leg out. That should be an offensive foul. And he's still able to keep fighting, no complaining. Just keep chasing, keep chasing. Skinny. And he's still there. I mean, he's behind the play because it's Ant, but I like that. Just no complaining, just fight through it. He swallowed his whistle for some reason. Because now you get to stop, and now you get to run. So Ant's down. You got numbers, 3 ahead. Yeah, they're done here. All he has to do is make that throw ahead. Now off that throw ahead, you take the rock. What do you want? Wing? Nah, it's an easy lob. And that's a momentum play. That's how you keep your rhythm. Up 25, get these easy 2s. Keep your team rolling. Keep everybody engaged. You forced a spray, swing, swing, fly by. Look at the multiple efforts. So he got downhill, met by Wemby. He fans out to his man. He's running Nas off the line. And then he's making multiple efforts because Nas could actually attack this. And now you're going to commit to it. Rudy gets the O board. But obviously it's Rudy. He's actually been pretty good on the O boards though because Wemby struggled to get leverage against him. But it's Wemby. All he has to do is stick up. And now you get the rebound. And what do? You push the rock. So now I think he hit Wemby on the trail. 2 jump. He's behind the play. Immediate swing. He sees him cross court. Shooter. In rhythm. In one of his best spots. Get the O board. Save it. Spin. Spin off. Oh my goodness. This team is not regular. Again, it's just a quick read when they're not set. Because look what happens here. 3 jump to Vassell. Wemby would most times naturally be putting a body on Wemby here. Because he wouldn't be concerned about this. Or he'd be more concerned about this, I should say. But because that's so open, they don't know who's going to jump out to him. Now Wemby's left alone in this cross match. There's nothing Mike Conley can do. And because Nas has to go out and pull off on the corner, Dill Harp has a free crash. And now you can see there's 3 Wolves that just aren't in the play. And this is all happening. So he secures it. Now Harp's down there. He's able to save it to Harp. Ant was trying to put a body on Carter Bryant. Tries to gamble for that, which I get because he was falling out of bounds right there. Great hands by Dill Hart. Catch, drop dribble spin, and then Mike Conley gambles. He reads that too. And at the same time as he reads this gamble by Mike, he's spinning off Ant on his high side. That's ridiculous. Little chicken wing. And what are you doing here, Rudy, if you're not going to block that? Again, he's guarding ghosts. Why is he just pull over, trap him? Again, it's that horns, little misaligned horns where he's going to ghost it. And he's going to get flared off. Now they're going to flow into a ball screen. And now it actually turns into... It almost looks like a Spain, but it's really a misdirection. He's just making a cut through. But he might set a brush right there. Gets to his spot, short jumper. But they just know their progression so well. So don't switch that. Let's see. Yeah, I think he would have taken it, but there was no angle. Because TSJ's there. He's taking that away. Mike Conley staying attached. There's no flare. Off the ball screen. He gets clipped. He's in a drop. He's scared of what's transpiring here because he doesn't know if it's going to be a Spain, but it's really just a cut through for a brush. Now you got 2. No lob line. Because even here, as Vassell's cutting through and emptying, Mike Conley's just going to stay for a split second, lag, ensure there's a tag for that. Now he's going to retreat. That was actually good defense, but this might be the only possession where they played great defense. More pace. Not sure who's supposed to be assigned to Fox. But this is a cross match. Cornette's pointing Vassell. And then he's telling Vassell to cut through an empty. Oh, so they're both telling Vassell to cut through an empty. So they want this drag. Then he's telling Castle to stay on that weak side. I think. Because he wants this high ball screen against Nas. He actually doesn't even take it anyway. So now Cornette's reading Fox. He just burns him. Snatch. Little hezzy. He's going to drive. Snatch. Now he's trying to stop his momentum. He's on his back foot. What's that mean? He gets to attack the lead. Get middle. Pump. Sweep through. Take away his arm. Go vertical. It's a flow over top. So he really just wanted to create space to get this left side, which is the single side, to attack this cross match. So he really didn't even need the screen. And even right here, Mike Conley's going to like for a split second. Alright, you're good, Nas. Cool. Now I can vacate, retreat back to my man. And just look at the way they create space around him. So as he makes this move, he's going to lift because he knows he's going to empty the corner. Shannon's got to follow him. He's got to follow Vassell. And once Mike starts making this move towards the middle, Cornet, he's immediately vacating. He's reading it. He sees it. All right, I'm moving. Because now it takes away Rudy. If Rudy were to help right here on this drive and help contain it and trap him, that's a drop-off on that weak dunker. Because he knows how to loop, flash right there. And Ant doesn't seem to be ready to crack. Even right here, he can definitely pull off the corner. Well, maybe not because Fox snatches here. But if Fox were to get to maybe that pocket, he would definitely stun because he's on Bryant right now. But just really good spacing. Everybody just knows how to optimize it and allow Fox to attack in space. Gives him a pump, sweep through, forces Nas to take his arm away. He's forced to go vertical, but now all he has to do is finish over top. Again, Rudy doesn't want to commit now because if he does, it might be a no board on the cleanup because, again, Ant's just not cracking Cornet in this situation. Must have been a swing or something, regardless. High ball screen. Again, good job by Cornet here. Set it pretty flat because now he can decide where do you want to go. You want to go middle or do you want to go base or side? Mike Conley kind of opens up, kind of icing him. But even here, Rudy's kind of on the outside of that screen. Turns the corner. He's going to hostage. Hostage. Really good job here by Nas because I think Cornet was going to set a Gortat and try and open up this lane here for Vassell if he can get Mike on his hip. But now he's going to pull in, give a big bump. There's no line. Force him to a tough two. Even here, really good job by Mike. But it's because Cornet couldn't set this Gortat on Rudy because I think if he had that line to set that Gortat, I think Vassell would be able to get Mike on his hip on the hostage. But because Rudy's there, that support allows Mike to recover. He tries to spin in his shirt. Yeah, he really is in his shirt. I mean, there's a lot of contact, honestly, for a jumper. He's going to set it inverted. Yeah. Fall somehow. They're not looking to switch it. Just fine because Rudy's there. Rudy's there. He contains it. Good stunt by Ant. Good fan. Recover. All right, you blow it up. Now it's just on Nas. Jab. Pull. Gotta live with this. Have to. Contain the rock. You force him to spray. You fanned out. Recovered. 2 threats. You're gapping him. The way he's positioned, he's trying to weak him, set him right. He just makes it over top. Really nothing they can do. But the reason he probably makes that is because the team has been in a rhythm. Really good ball pressure. Trailer. Jaden's going to load to the ball, provide support. Really good spacing. They always have good spacing, though. Good job. Give him this clear side because this is a clear mismatch. Bomb. Spin off. Just bully ball. finish over top. And the reason Rudy can't help here is because of this. Even though Ant is cracking here, there's really nothing he can do on the outside. There's just nothing Ant can do about this. Even here, Rudy's hesitant again to just help, but he's also on the outside of this. Because the only way for Rudy to help here is for Mike Conley just to concede it, let him blow by, and funnel him into Rudy, which he doesn't. He tries to stand his ground, which he does pretty well here, absorbs that, then just gets pushed. So now they're going 2-1-2, and I think they were getting stops during this stretch. They just didn't run it long enough, in my opinion. Because they were struggling to contain the rock. They were struggling against the Spurs screening actions. Their help defense was pretty much non-existent anyway. So why not just zone up? Just going to set the ball screen. Cool, you're there. Stephon cuts through. He's going to cut through. A lot of motion. In and out. He's coming off. Ant's still there though. So they covered that roll. He looks to be taking that. You got him on this exit. Sweep through, hop step. He gets middle still. He just misses. Dang, they had a lot of movement. That's actually a lot to keep up with. On the fly, you got a roll, a cut through. He's cutting base. He's setting this exit. He's driving middle. He actually gets a pretty good look. But he had options too. He had this exit. He had that spray. But he even had a great look. And right here, I can tell Wemby's got inside positioning on the roll because Jaden had to commit. And I think that's why him and Ant were a little hesitant, because if they commit and Nas has to shoot that, it gets him free O-board. He tries to get inside too, but Jaden just throws him. So more zone. He's open. Right at the rim. He's going to swing it. Can't find him. He's trying to close. So as he drives, Wemby's going to vacate. Get to the corner. Because now you got two collapsing. So he really draws three here. He could really spray this out. Tries a Euro, now he does. Great ball movement. Great block by Jaden though. Bradu left, right, tries the Euro on that high pickup. Still manages to get the throwback. That's a really difficult pass. That's why he couldn't catch it in his shot pocket. So Vassell had to swing that. Champagny knows he's open on that weak side because he just collapsed three. He's able to rip and go base. And this should be too, because it's Wemby attacking, but Jaden somehow, he's there, but he gets the block. That's ridiculous. Looks to be horns. I don't know if they did the thing where they do the stack or horns out, or where he does that little misdirection ghost. So he's really just going to vacate. And Mike Conley's opened up for some reason. So now he sees it, Hezzy. He's going to take it. And they just read advantages so well. Because as soon as he vacates, and he sees that Mike Conley's really off his body, he says, all right, let me just turn the corner here off this Hezzy. One dribble, and now he's going to lag and show in the lane. So he's not there to follow Vassell on this empty. So what's that mean? TSJ's got to play two. Swing. Swing. That's a good X though. But again, it's just they put teams in such a compromised situation. But even right here, what is Mike Conley doing? I have no idea. Maybe he's expecting Vassell, so he's kind of opening up. I can't think of another reason why. Because now you just give this corner to turn, draws two. I mean, they still exit in time. And that actually does a good job of recovering here and staying flat. Because Champagne actually hesitates right there. But then still goes up anyway because it's late clock. He actually gets a contest. Start of the third. Let's see what they go to. Nope. Psych. We're flowing into an inverted ball screen. And he actually just... I thought he was going to ghost it. So he's actually just going to flip it because he knows he wants to hedge. Ooh. But Wemby picks up his dribble here. Because if he just takes the flip, attacking on that single side. Look at their spacing. But yeah, he'll just occupy the dunker or the short corner. They just know how to flatten defenses, but picks up his dribble. Maybe he expected Fox to actually ghost through because he could have actually burned him or burned Ayo for hedging here. Because now you got two, you ghost, you're open on that wing. Now he's stuck. It works out though because now he kind of hedges. Now he's going to release. He's kind of in that drop. I think he expected Ayo to just switch that. Now he's on his back foot. So it was definitely these two. I think they went to that little stack where he probably just ghosted it or slipped. And then they just end up switching it. He's going to flare Vassell. I like that too. So regardless, they pretty much have two here. Good flare. He's going to release early. Now if you jump, that's a roll. Swing. That works too. Maybe because... No, he's not even looking for that. But I like how fast he just catches that. He's already ripping. Because he drew two here. Roll, weak corner. But he's also pulling off strong. He's not. Because Jaden does the right thing. He's there. He shows. He can recover on that strong side. Fox is feeling good. Push. Quick get off. Let's see. Don't really have numbers. Quick swing. I mean, look at the way they move the rock. So he's going to get off it. All right, let me just run. He's trying to read the floor. He sees, all right, we've kind of got nobody matched up. Let me swing it to you. And he sees that. Now he's getting behind the defense. And now he just gets to attack. Rudy in space. Quick catch. What does he do? Goes against Rudy's momentum. So now you get to attack his lead. He's forced to open up here. Just finishes over top. And it's just the way they just get off the rock. It's just fast. Everybody just knows how to make reads. Because he sees this line here. And even right here, Wemby could have just kept dribbling. But he got off just so he can run into space. And he gets rewarded by Fox. Now we got more pace. He's behind. I can't see who's in front. 1, 2, 3. So he was already there. That's ridiculous. So 1, 2, 3, they matched up. Alright, so he's just behind. So what does Fox do? Let me get off early. And now he gets to go and catch. He's trying to point switch. Yo, you peel. You peel. Low man. He's got a runway. They were just catching the Wolves every time. Look at this. He's trying to peel or communicate the peel. He tries to stun off strong. He could have sprayed that. Even here. And kind of sees it. And he's kind of there, but he literally has a runway. So that's damn near impossible. They switched that. Low man's pulling in early. It's a really good switch. Because he's jamming him too. Push him far. But if you're going to pressure the rock like this, you better stay on him. Drop dribble. Spin back. Nail help. Oh, that's ridiculous. So I think Al does the right thing here. He's going to show and fall back because he will swing that, but the spacing isn't the best. And they had to switch this too because if he got to roll on that clear side, they're done. There's no way Nas could do that rotation. So at least they took that away. And here, I can't really be mad at that. Show, fall back. Because he still forces Fox to pick up early. He's kind of forced to split that. And it's a right, left, off the goofy. And Drew's there. That's a tough shot. Must be a quick step up. Not sure, but it's guard to guard. Why is he fighting? Just switch it. It's guard to guard. So now he's going to release, vacate, empty. And this is what I'm talking about. Their guards just know how to set these flares and trans. And right here, Nas doesn't see it. Just catches a nail help. And he slips it too, so it becomes high split, essentially. It's a really good peel though. So Ayo had his antennas up, forces him into a midi. But just the way the Spurs play is just beautiful basketball. They know how to play off each other so well because right here, most times, catching the nail, both defenders would just jump because they would overreact to that flare. So if the screener just slips, he's getting to the rim. But Ayo actually doesn't overreact here. So he's ready to switch. And if he doesn't, if they both jump, now he's forced to leg and show in that lane. So on this empty, he could actually just stop right there, drop off, or get all the way to the corner, spray. So ball screen, I think he cut through. And again, what's Nas do? He stays, bumps him off his line. But why are they not switching this? So again, you can see 2 on the rock here. If they switched it, I would just be attached to Wemby in this situation. Regardless, they would still have it. Oh, I think he made that little shallow cut. So he cut through. It's a little misdirection instead of the Spain that most teams do. He just cuts through. But good job by Nas here. You stay, you're going to lag a bit, and just make sure there's no roll line because they actually botched that. But now he's open on the wing. And Stephon reads it the same way Fox read that in the first half. Kind of deep though, so he's not going to take it. And then even here, he knows he's rolling on that strong side, so he immediately just vacates, empties out. Now you give the corner to Vassell. But now they got the mismatch. It's just always an advantage they find. Everything's just patient. 3 on the clock though. Catch, 1 dribble. Misses. That's pretty makeable though. Let me see. So he's going to go away from the double. I don't know if he really wanted to double. Might just look for a quick little stunt. But he goes away. Most times he's finishing over the small. But even here, you're ball watching. I'm going to slip by you. Easy crash. Off a make. So Jaden makes the shot. To make a throw ahead. He has no idea who to match up with. How are their matchups this bad? Oh, they went really small. And he sees it. Again, they just read it so fast. Now he's forced to make the rotation. He could actually extra that, but again, I'm glad he hasn't. Because there's been times where most times their shooters have been on the wings and their quote-unquote non-shooters have been in the corner and they could have extra'd, but I'd rather see that. You can see Finch, he's just sick. How's that even happen, though? And even here, Ant's thinking how. They're working so hard on the offensive end just to get a look. And they're giving this up on the other end. So now they're pretty much fully small. And again, I can see everything should be switched. They're doing that little high ball screen. It almost looks like a double drag or a Spain, but again, he's just cutting through. It's a little misdirection. Conley's pointing to TSJ. We're going to switch it. Cool. And then Nas Reed. Dill Harp. He cuts through. He's communicating the switch, but who's supposed to take him here? So he hits Bryant, swing back. Alright, what is all this confusion? So he's coming off. He's actually reading this because he kind of makes this little Danny Green. He's trying to communicate. Why didn't he just follow his man? Well, I think it's because he got caught ball watching. Now he sees his man. He's trying to... But who are you pointing to? TSJ? Ant? I guess Ant could. But he's got to communicate that to Ant. I don't know who he's communicating to. Oh, maybe Mike Conley because this is a mismatch. He's got inside positioning. Cornette's going to roll. He can just meet him. But then how is Mike Conley supposed to make that cross-court switch? He can't just peel off like that. So let's see now. He's going to run. He takes Cornette instead, which does make sense. This is a smarter switch. Just scram it here. You take. And then Ant's trying to point. Look how everybody's looking. Now he flashes. He sees, oh, you're open. Let me just swing it back because now he's forced to rotate. And now you're trying to peel. Oh my goodness. My head hurts. Just watching them trying to point switch everything. This is crazy. All because he didn't want to just follow his man. And he's pointing. Oh my goodness, and now they're all gonna just run. What is going on? Who is Ant pointing to? Quick handoff. So he's gonna stay attached. He doesn't want to switch. He goes under two. That's fine. Good cutback. Now you switch. Oh, man. I guess I can't really be mad at this because you do want to go under his ball screens. So Ant kind of does the right thing. And because Nas is staying attached, Ant can't really just go under one because there's no gap. So he's forced to go under two. Stephon reads it. So what does he do? Alright, let me just cut back, pull right in that pocket. Now Nas has to switch, but it's late, and it's also a player that's been in a rhythm the entire game. Double drag or no? Let's see. It's communicating to go take the screen. So he's staying attached. Let's see. So it does become a double drag. Vassell's going to clean him. Now he's got two. He's going to slip. He switches. So now he's wide open on that roll. Wow. So Dill Harp actually doesn't hit him here on that dribble. Bounce. And he can cut out the corner. He really doesn't have to stay for the spray. Let's see. So he sees the gap though. Attacks Jaden. And on his lead, he can't open up. So you blow by him. But now he gets to peel. Still ends up with a spray, late close. He just couldn't clean up either. That was still fine, actually. Because he still reads both of them. And then Mike Conley, he's late on that. And he still gets inside positioning, but I do think on that dribble, just hit him in that pocket. Lead him to the rim. I don't know if Ant would be able to stop Cornette on a runway down to the rim. Again, he's just going to push the rock, draw three, pitch. He gets cleaned. Wait, so he just pitches back, cool on the trail. He runs into Nas. He knocks him down. He's trying to help him up. TSJ, not even thinking. He's just seeing that. Now he's just wide open. Come on, TSJ. And now he sees it. And Fox got to he was really just surveying the floor. He says, oh, I'm open. Takes one rhythm dribble, sets his feet, seams, and now it's just a practice shot. Again, more pace. What do? They load to the ball. Why are we doing this? He has to take Cornet on this dive. Actually just bodies Cornet there. Jeez. So making sure there's no dive. But regardless, you got two on a rock now. Guess what? Swing to the weak side. Quick cross court. He's behind. He sees the lane. Let me just take it instead. Wow. That's ridiculous. He could have actually settled here, but he said, nah, you're behind. And actually does the right thing. He pulls off strong against Bryant. TSJ's kind of there too. But he just full extension scoop with the left. It's got a mismatch. All you have to do is give him space. Pump. See, pump. Rip. Attack his lead. That's actually a really good slide right there. To open up his hips and stay there. Wow. Now he's just got to play bully ball. Turn around. That was actually really good defense. That might have been their best rock containment and maybe their only rock containment the entire night. And even here, Jaden is going to cheat off Hart. Come from the blind side. Probably try to get a rear field block. 7 on the clock. He's got Mike on him. So they're really just trying to attack Mike. Goes for the wrap. Mike almost gets the steal here. He reaches. Just misses it. He's able to fend it off. Good stunt. Force him to his left. Has to shoot over 2. Dang, is Mike Conley the only one that could put the clamps on him? Even right here, he falls, he gets back up. Good job by Nas. Force him left. Good job to Sell. Again, more push. Another throw ahead. It's a quick 2. They're just so quick to read the defense when they catch him not matched up. Because right here, I think he's communicating with Mike Conley. So he's communicating. Now he gets to just go and catch. Push dribble. Gather. I think Jaden was in foul trouble here too, so he didn't want to pick up another one. So he's kind of falling back, trying to get a contest, but there's no resistance on that. It's off a make, I think it was. So Ant's going to try and pick him up, and he just breaks pressure that fast. Let me see. Hezzy goes left. Now he beats Ant. Now your defense is compromised because he was so high. And what does Castle do? He sees Ant looking to recover, so he does the right thing. Takes an inside angle, cuts him off his line. Now he's got him hostaged. Now all he has to do is be patient, keep him there. And now he just gets to the rim. And Ant's frustrated with Rudy because Rudy's compromised here. He doesn't want to help again because of Wemby. If he helps, Wemby's going to get a cleanup or a lob because, again, Ayo is just not ready to crack that. And Ant's trying to fight. And he's telling Rudy, you just got to help me. Because there has been many instances where Rudy's just under the rim and not affecting the play. You got to make a decision. You can't just always be in no man's land. It's crazy. So pin down, but cheat under, which is fine. Doesn't really look to cut back. Alright, he'll just flash to the rock. Cool. Now I just got to vacate, give him space. Tween Hezzy, tween. Off a spin? Come on, Jaden. I know Harp is good, but really? Tween, Hezzy, tween, quick burst. Jaden is there. Cuts it off. Now he spins. Forces Jaden to open up. He's sticking up. I guess he does have foul trouble here. Just look at their guards. Everybody can just get to the rim and touch paint. It's ridiculous. Just look how controlled Harp is when he drives. Finishes with the offhand too. Again, there's just no help defense. You're in help. Why don't you just commit? You scared of playing the scramble or something? Why is everybody so hugged and just putting each other on an island? There's like no trust. I don't know if he's pointing for a ball screen or maybe a pin down here. Game's pretty much over though. Down damn near 30. He's calling something. Alright, so they want that stack. Wing catch. He actually just curls off it because Jaden, he's trying to fight through it. He's trying to stay attached. Gambles. So now see what happens. Low man pulls in. And even here Nas. He's going to show what he has to do. Dang, even Barnes was making shots. But it's all off that gamble. There's just no discipline with his team. I don't know. Because now your defense is compromised again. And then it's just quick swing. And then make you pay. They're just finding every advantage. It's ridiculous. Switch it right. They do. Aggressively too. Why were they not just doing this from the start? I just don't get it. I truly don't get it. But it's that easy. You just jam them. And what's he do? You concede it early. Get under. So now you get on his low side. Nas, you're there early. Just in case. I think he's actually communicating appeal. They actually kind of dodged that. But long bounce. Goes right back to him. So it bounced to him. He drove. He collapsed. Guess he made a spray. Extra. He didn't even think about that. He just flick. I'm surprised he didn't just extra that. Then another long bounce. So let's see. I mean, just two here. There's no way. So he can't really put a body. He kind of does. Him and Stefan, they end up in a jumping contest. And wins that. They had two here. It bounces. They kind of get relaxed. And he gets to that between two. Quick swing. I think Nas leaked here. Yeah, he was looking to leak, I think. Now he gets to just step into a tray on the wing. In rhythm. Push. I got a trailer. That's actually very dangerous. Who's going to take the rock? Cool. Quick swing. He slips. Finds a drop off. Oh, so they had numbers, yeah. I mean, it's just push the rock, find a trail. It's a dunk. You're late. Even if he was there, there's nothing they can do. They had numbers. Good job by Stefan. Gap him. Give him that space. Great point of attack defense here because he knows TSJ is just trying to get to the high cross. Right to left. He actually doesn't get a bump here. I think he tries to. But Stefan's able to evade it. So now he's cut off. Great stunt here by Barnes. Great recovery too. Even here, Cornette. Low man. Instead of just blindly following his man to the corner. He's there just in case. And at the same time, what does Champagny do? He's already just shifting low naturally. He's already in a position to play too. So now he's stuck. Can't hit strong. Only option is on that weak side. Great cut off the slot, but then the low man's there. Everybody's just on the same page. He actually gets burned on that 45. Great job by Ayo. He can't fan. He kind of reads it, but Can't see it. But Cornet's already there, and because he's already there, now he's there to protect the rim, block the scoop. And what do you get to do? You get to stop. Drew's body language, like he wasn't a part of the problem. They get a stop. What does he do? He pushes. You take the rock. Now you got that two-side spray. And now, because Nas gotten burned before, he kind of looks to the corner, thinking it's a swing. Nas tries to read it. He's actually really wide open. I mean, why is Drew just behind here? He could have ran too. He's jogging. Game's over, but why are the Spurs running harder than you? Up 28. Quick cross court. He's gapping him crazy. I think he's calling for help here. Champagne, yo. Plug. Yeah, so he's going to pull in, sit at the nail. But now Ant's actually going to attack away from it. Kind of opens up too. Kind of beats him. Goes for left. Playing for fun. He gets the board. Again, Drew's body language is all off. He's thinking, why are you holding on to me? Now they see these two. Let's just push. So now they push. Again, up 31, still playing hard. Now you got them three. A number situation. Again, another two sides. Swing. And this was the last play before 8 minutes of garbage time in a closeout game on the road. Crazy. Looks to be a double drag. Sometimes it could be a spin, sometimes it could be a double drag, but right here, double drag. Stephon Hezzy, cross. Because Ant's trying to read it. But now, high line. Doesn't want to help off. He's late. I think that's when Finch just called it. The Wolves knew it was over. I mean, what advantage do you want? Just blows by Ant. He's looking for that inside step again, just to cut Ant off his line. Dang, it's crazy. And this is the issue that the Wolves ran into. They couldn't execute in the half court. So when the Spurs get a stop, they're playing with pace, they're scoring fast, and when they score, what happens? The Wolves are forced to take the rock off the net. So now again, they have to go against the Spurs half-court defense. Can't execute, they miss. Again, the Spurs play with pace, get something quick, they score. Wolves take the rock off the net. And when that compounds over the course of not even 48, what is it? 24, 36, 40 minutes. This is the result. 128 after that bucket to 95. And you can just see the way they play. They play consistently until the game is over. Even up 31, they were still looking to execute. They were still playing hard. They're still playing on defense.